I had a podcast probably a long time ago now. Entrepreneur on Fire it was. And the entrepreneur was talking about something he called non-negotiables. So he ran a business and he found that the kind of busy work of the day would kind of swamp him and his own goals, whether that was his own personal goals, whether it was his own business goals. And he found that he wasn't actually doing some of the things that were good for him. So he started labelling these things non-negotiables. And what those things are is different for each person, but for him it was going to the gym and meditating. I think there was one other actually, but I can't remember what that was. His non-negotiables were going to the gym, meditating. What that meant was he wouldn't do anything else until he'd done those non-negotiables. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. When you have an online presence of any kind, you find that extra work comes your way. I mean, in a good way, extra work as in paid work from people who find you online, but also busy work, writing descriptions of posts, editing posts, posting and scheduling posts, planning posts. And when I say posts, I mean like podcast episodes or Instagram posts or blog posts or YouTube videos. All of this content creates a lot of what I would call busy work, which is like work that needs to get done, that doesn't feel like you're moving the needle in any way, shape or form, and you kind of come away from it feeling a bit like, oh, have I actually achieved anything today? So I kind of thought back to this non-negotiable episode, and I thought, well, what are my non-negotiables? And, actually, although exercising and meditating and stuff like that, I think are really, really important for me, especially exercising at this point in my life. My non-negotiable is writing my own music, pursuing what it is that got me in this in the first place. Because there have been points in my career when I haven't wanted to carry on because I was serving client work over and above everything else and feeling empty afterwards. Empty not as in like soulless empty, but empty as in I've put all of my energy, my heart and soul into that client work to the point where I've come away from that feeling like I don't want to do any more music anymore because I'm tired or drained or just want to do something else. And I've done that for years, I've sort of pushed things aside. Years. When I first started, for me it was all about producing music that was commercially viable, but also stuff that excited me. And somewhere along the way, I lost that. And over the last sort of few years, I've been sort of taking more and more time to kind of think and look back because, I've surpassed the 10-year mark of being a professional composer, and I think I'm approaching the 50. No, I'm not. Getting ahead of myself. I've surpassed 10 years. Which is amazing, and I'm hugely honoured and grateful and blessed that has been able to happen. It's also given me that time to think. And I want to bring back my own stuff. You probably noticed this is part of it, this podcast, these episodes, is me bringing back what got me into music in the first place, which is just producing music because I want to. It's not like, I'm going to be working on this because someone's asking me to, or I'm going to be writing this because this is in line with the career I want. The career I want, which is kind of what I have, is making music. Making my music that excites me. Sometimes the client work completely lines up with that, and I go, yes, this excites me, and I'm going for it. Other times, it doesn't. That's just the way it is. So what I've been doing is, for the last few months, most days, I say most days because, sometimes things get in the way. Like, I was thinking this morning I wouldn't be able to do this because our neighbours are having their fencing done and there's lots of banging and stuff, but they've taken a break. Oh, I've lost my point. over the last few months, I've been doing that non-negotiable thing. Every morning, in the morning, I do something for me. Whether it's an indie track, an ambient track, a horror track, whatever it is. And the result has been absolutely phenomenal for me. It's been so wonderful. I feel so excited about music again. Not that I didn't feel hugely excited about music, but I was starting to lose my mojo a little bit. And this has been just wonderful. I've just been having so much fun. The things I've been focusing on, you probably know, sort of lo-fi, indie, slowcore, ambient, horror, classical piano, all these genres. It kind of falls into about 8 genres, I think. Big genres. So ambient, although within ambient there's dark ambient and what I'd call relaxing ambient or spa ambient, and then there's dungeon ambient, and there's within each of those bigger genres there's smaller subgenres, and that's what I'm finding exciting. I'm finding it really exciting to dive into this and one day just wake up and be like, I want to produce a Dungeon Synth track today. So I say Dungeon Synth because that's currently what's getting me all excited. This dungeon ambient, again, it's one of these subgenres that I knew of by sound, but not by name. So thank you, YouTube, for showing me this. And I find this with so many subgenres where I go, oh, that's what that's called. Like slowcore or sadcore, whatever you want to call it. But so Dungeon Synth is essentially like, if you imagine a metal album, if there is a track that has kind of like an ambient type of outro, that's the vibe you're going for. It does kind of merge into fantasy, ambient, and medieval too. There are sort of medieval and fantasy vibes within Dungeon Synth, Dungeon Ambient. So that's where I'm at the moment. And the thing I really, really love about this stuff and about this approach, this whole non-negotiable, is it's kind of feeding my soul. What is it? Chicken soup for the soul? Although for the vegetarians, maybe mushroom soup for the soul. It's been a wonderful exercise for me, and I think you should practice it too. You don't have to do it in the same way I do it, but in fact, there's one way I've been doing it. I've been writing on lolly sticks. This was passed me from a coach, actually. If I can find my lolly sticks, I've got some of them, but all of them have my other leisurely activities on them, like bath and swim and cafe. And here we go. So, for instance, I've got this lolly stick. You see that? No, it says song on it. Come on, focus. No, it's a little lolly stick. It says song on it. So that I pick a lolly stick and I kind of like start to notice what it is I've been focusing on. What is it that's been sort of exciting me? And actually, the act of just having the lolly stick was the magic. It was kind of like a little funny little treat for myself to be like, ooh, lolly stick, I get to do this now, yay! And I'd put that aside and I'd do the work. And I found that actually there wasn't any particular rhyme or reason to which type of music I wanted to write, because I have different type of music on the lolly sticks. It was just whatever was exciting me at the time. So for the rest of this episode, I'd like to write some Dungeon Synth with you, because it's a lot of fun. And I kind of, again, what I really want this to become is not like a diary, but I suppose want it to become. It is already there. It's me kind of opening the doors to what I'm thinking at the time and how it's affecting my writing, and any kind of tips or tricks that I've learned along the way. The nod here is to a synth I bought when I was doom scrolling on Instagram. It's called S.K.Y, S.K.Y, S.K.Y from S.K.Y Studios. It is fantastic. It's just wonderful. So we're going to dive into Logic and we're going to start writing some Dungeon Synth, and it's going to be awesome. We're in the computer So this is my latest project called The Dryad's Grove. That's the artist name. I'm trialing something which I haven't done for years actually, which is writing an album within one single project. So that kind of like you would a scoring piece, so that you get more of a continual balance of volume and sound palette, etc. Because I've noticed that actually when I'm producing them on separate Logic sessions, sometimes there's inconsistencies in things. So this is my Dungeon Synth vibe. The Dryad's Grove. I haven't got track names yet, but I kind of like the idea of imagining it to be kind of like really slowed down, sad lo-fi without a beat, and also kind of like the background music you'd have on like an old game like Diablo or something. So that's one of them, and then it's really slow, really chill. These are quite similar, these two. But these are all S.K.Y keys. This synth is just fantastic. So, and then this one, which kind of falls more in line with what I would feel as kind of more traditional, sort of darker ambient stuff. So I'd like to write something new in this session. This is my non-negotiable. This morning I am going to write something for myself. So let's take a look at S.K.Y keys. First of all, in fact, let's open up a new one. It's it's so worth it. I mean, the deal was like it was like $24. Annoyingly, it's one of those ones on Instagram. I was a bit drunk at the time. One of those ones on Instagram where it's like use the code to get it for $24, and I forgot to put the code in, so I think I paid $48 in the end. But I mean, it's so worth it already. These are my favourite ones. This toy piano, listen to this. This is just... I mean, already, like having a decent toy piano that doesn't sound like a rubbish toy piano. I mean, that's so good. And this rare acoustic, I love this. Just great. Mount vocals, kind of more classic. I'd like to use this in this track today. So it's... Oh, I like that too. They're not all this kind of folksy vibe. Although I say that, and now I'm starting to pick... These are the ones I just liked. So these are all my starred ones. But yeah, so there's... more traditional. It's all a lot of synth stuff. Just great, just all of it. It's just... He did explain in the video how it works. It's pretty. It feels like that native instrument one where it starts sort of takes samples at different points within the audio itself. But then there's all these effects and stuff. But I mean, I haven't needed to do much because I've just listen to that. That's just great. Right, okay, I'm gonna run with this. Full brass. Love that, it's so good. And this is the only reason I would suggest buying new libraries for that moment of inspiration. Right. Sorry, I had to pause the recording. Had to pause the recording? Yeah. I had to pause the recording then. Just have a chat with my wife. So here we go. My wife, Debs. What do I do it? Keep it like that. Oh, I like that. Don't want to go to F. I want to keep it feeling a bit sad. What's the tempo? Let's go a little bit slower for this one. So, I mean, the way I've been approaching this Dungeon Synth stuff is to keep it really minimal. Like every single track is an idea, and that's it. And that's it. You know, just let it sit and enjoy the space it creates. I'm kind of tempted to put it in some reverb, actually. There is reverb in here. But then... Oh, I like that. Yeah, it softens it a little. It softens it a lot, doesn't it? Let's put it all the way. Dude. There we go. There we go, nice. It doesn't quite feel dark enough yet, though. I want it to feel... Maybe it's because I'm in C major. So if I was actually more like... Still feels quite hopeful. Yeah, I'm going to keep it like that. Let's go. Nice. Whoops. I got carried away. Nice. Okay, let's just amend that error. I like this a huge amount. What I would like to do is just give a bit more space and vibes, you know, like that was here, wasn't it? A bit more reverb. I really like the reverb that's there, but I don't think I want a bit more tail to it. So I'm going to use Soundtoys Little Plate, my favourite plate reverb. It's just delicious. And I'm going to do 8 seconds, quite a long one, see what that sounds like. Nice. So you're talking about ideas, just this being a looping idea of sorts. I'm just going to repeat this. Yes. You can hear my sound card clicking. It's really annoying. So if I just repeat that. And then we return back to the C. Nice. This is great. I really like this. I think I might change it there so it goes down. There we go. Yeah, stupid sound card. Well, it's not the sound card's fault, really. It's just the fact that I'm really running low on memory and my computer's like, cannot compute when I start doing this stuff, which is starting to get really irritating because, I mean, what have I got loaded up here? I mean, I've got a few instruments here, but not really a huge amount. It's the reverb that's causing issues. So I'm going to repeat that twice, and the second time around I would like to take that top line going to take out the, because at the moment I've got the sustain pedal on. Take out the sustain. And I just like the top line in there. So let's just delete that. And top line in something a bit higher. Here we go. But what I might do is I might take out, oh blimey. Might take out every other one. So, because it can get a bit like, okay, you've just looped the same thing, dude. But if you change it ever so slightly, then you're kind of hiding in plain sight, as it were. Here we go. There we go. Nice. Actually, I put it on the wrong one, didn't I? I meant to try it on this one here. No, that was... no, I did put it on the right one. There we go. Right, now what are the other sounds I've got going on here? I've got these fluty ones. Dry crackle. Which is nice, but maybe what I can do is I can take the bass line from that and put it in here. So if I just go... Oh, that sounded nice. There we go, bass line. But take it down. And also adds that kind of like crackly, lo-fi LP vibes. Nice. Is it weird that's making me feel a bit teary? I just love simplicity in music. I just love it. It's just fantastic. And the thing I really, really love about this S.K.Y keys is almost every sample has enough character to exist on its own without it sounding overly manufactured. It's just, I mean, that. Just brilliant. Love it. I'm getting too excited on that. I've been using this sample of Tropical Rain, which was part of, I think, in the free lo-fi Demon lo-fi kit. They have all these like free sounds. I've been using this Tropical Rain behind everything because I kind of want it to be like not a theme per se, but a unifier, the glue. Yes. And then I'm actually going to copy and paste it on this one here because I think it needs it. Nice. There we go. So I'm actually going to just finish this off. Tempted just to try it like this, see what it sounds like. I mean, I like it. But do I love it? Do I just return back to this? Make sure that ends on a C. Do I just return back to this? Just that on its own? I mean, the whole idea behind it is for it to feel like a vibe over and above like a overly constructed piece of music. I mean, yeah, Yeah! What's going on here? What am I doing? C minor. Yeah. I want something. It just needs something else. What's going on here? Yeah, that's it. So simple. I'm just playing C, G, and then E flat, A flat, which is the notes within the chord tones, but just filling in something. And just remember, so much of what we're doing is kind of trickery. It's like, hey, you think I'm coming up with a new idea, but I'm really not. I'm just re-expressing the same idea, which is C minor, A flat major. Right. Now you can hear a difference in attack then. Ooh, don't want the keys. So actually what I'm going to do is I could delay that region. So let's get that region on there. Delay. If it's too fast, you want it to be there. Let's try this. That's better. Maybe it's a 30-second. That's it. You know what? Do I want this all to carry on? I think I do. I don't think it's very long. I don't actually know how long this is. 107 to... Oh wait, that's not 107. 724 to... Oh, 1143. That is kind of long for the stuff I've been doing. Not for ambient. 4 minutes. Cool. Right, I'm going to save that. This has been what I've been doing. Non-negotiables. Come down in the morning. First thing I do, except for yesterday because I wasn't respecting my own boundaries. First thing in the morning, come down. Well, not first thing in the morning. That's a terrible lie. When my kids have gone to school, come down to the studio and just write something for myself. No obvious monetary purpose or anything really. I mean, I haven't even... This isn't an existing artist of mine, the Dryad's Grove. It's just a project I would like to produce for me because I'm curious and I'm excited about it. Maybe this week try setting some non-negotiables for yourself. What can you do to feed your soul, your creative soul, as a non-negotiable? It doesn't have to be writing music. Like I said, it can be exercise. Exercise for me is my other sort of semi-non-negotiable. Do that after work. But this is, if I haven't written music in a day, something feels slightly off. Right, have a nice week, guys. See you in the next one.